Alright, so I must have missed it, but I did watch the video of Rand Paul's comments and questions directed to Dr. Fauci about COVID and our response and what we should do moving forward. And at no point did this smackdown take place that people are saying Dr. Fauci gave to Rand Paul. Maybe my definition of a smackdown is different, but I just didn't see it. I thought Rand Paul brought up perfectly valid points, and Dr. Fauci agreed with some of them, gave a little pushback to others, and just ignored some others. Rand Paul correctly pointed out, in fact he repeated it 3 times, that history will look back on this and note it was wrong prediction after wrong prediction after wrong prediction, and those wrong predictions are almost all on the side of hysteria, overreaction, or apocalyptic doom and gloom. Not all, but almost all. And many of these predictions were swirling out from Dr. Fauci. First, it was of course that coronavirus isn't a threat at all, and we don't need to worry about it. That was Dr. Fauci's first bad prediction, which is fine. No one knew at the time he said that this would become what it is. But it's fair to point out that he made that mistake to people if those people are looking to him for so much leadership, right? It's fair to say that he may lead you down the wrong path since he's gotten things wrong before. Dr. Fauci has also advocated for shutdowns, and Rand Paul correctly points out that Sweden has not done what we've done. Compared to us, they've done very little, and they're not some outlier of a country with massive deaths and massive havoc with bodies in the streets. That's a fair observation to make, and Fauci even recognized and confirmed that, but he still has trouble saying at least, maybe there's something to that, maybe we can model ourselves after that. Because after all, Fauci freely admits that the evidence suggests and is quite significantly in support of the fact that people gain immunity to COVID after they've had it. He says, of course, we don't know to what degree, nor do we know with 100% certainty that this is the case, but it strongly seems to be the case. And if that's true, then Sweden has a clear ride now. And everyone who more or less locked everyone in their homes, they haven't made it up the hill yet, while Sweden could very well leave everyone else in the dust. But okay then, the point is, you are far more likely to find success in actually exposing people to the virus. You oddly enough want people to get the virus, and thankfully, since COVID seems to be highly contagious far more than the flu, it's likely the case that huge numbers of people, far more than we know, have already had the virus anyway. So this shutdown, these lockdowns, these stay-at-home orders could very well, again, I'm not a professional in this area, but given the information and data coming out, these shutdowns could be counterproductive to an extraordinary degree. Because these shutdowns are not merely inconvenient, as Fauci has referred to them as, they're extremely destructive. In fact, they're highly comparable to economic sanctions the U.S. places on other countries that we don't like. And those economic sanctions can be far more brutal than bombs dropping. Economic sanctions won't leave you with ruins or rubble, but they'll leave you with starving people and slow, torturous death throes. The U.S. doesn't throw economic sanctions on other countries to play nice or to go easy on them. No, we do it because we know it's brutal. And guess what? Our government has essentially inflicted sanctions of the economic variety on almost all of us in the U.S. I mean, look, I don't know everything there is to know about COVID. I do not know every fact about it. No one does. I don't know the precise and correct actions everyone should take at all times and in all places. Again, no one does. But I can tell you with a high degree of certainty what will happen if we shut down the economy and lock people in their homes and prevent them from working or being productive for months. That will result in ubiquitous pain unlike anything ever seen on U.S. soil. And not for nothing, Fauci refers to this as just an inconvenience. If he thinks it's merely an inconvenience, then he does not have the proper perspective needed in order to weigh the pros and cons of what the federal government should do. He just doesn't have it. Because here's the thing, we have 2 choices. We open back up, we stop with the lockdowns and shutdowns and stay-at-home orders, and we, quote, risk it. And that seems to be the best choice, even though it's a bit like playing Russian roulette with 1 bullet in one of the 6 chambers. But the reason why that is absolutely worth it is because the other option is not Russian roulette. It's a fully loaded weapon, not 1 chamber without a bullet, and the trigger is pulled while it's aimed right at your head. That's what you get with an economy that is utterly decimated and devastated. So despite all information, data, and facts not being known, this decision is actually pretty easy. One decision to end the lockdowns has some risk to it, no question about that. The other decision to maintain lockdowns, to keep businesses shut down, to mandate that people not work and factories must not produce, that is a guaranteed catastrophe. there are no question marks about what happens then. And what happens then is far worse than anything COVID could ever do. But that is all for now. Please like, subscribe, trust everything you see on Twitter. Take it easy.